بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسول الكريم أما بعد. So there's one hadith here, some things that need a bit of explanation. We go through that one. It's hadith number 2223 in your books, in Kitab Da'wah, the first hadith of Kitab Da'wah. So it says in here, this is the hadith, it says لِكُلِّ نَبِيٍّ دَعْوَةٌ مُسْتَجَابَةٌ, that every Nabi has a dua and a prayer which is accepted. فَتَعَجَّلَ كُلُّ نَبِيٍّ دَعْوَتَهُ, and each Nabi ta'ajjala, they made their dua, they took this dua in this world, they made it quickly. وَإِنِّي اخْتَبَعْتُ دَعْوَتِي شَفَاعَةً لِأُمَّتِي إِلَى يَوْمِ الْقِيَامَةِ, and I have taken this dua as a shafa'ah for my ummah on the day of Qiyamah. I'll explain each word inshallah. فَهِيَ نَائِلَةٌ, it will encompass, it will include, inshallah, those people, inshallah, the jumla mu'taridah, it will inshallah encompass those who die from my ummah, la yushriku billahi shay'a, once they have died, not attributing partners to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, meaning once they have died on iman, my shafa'ah will go for them. Rawahu Muslim or Bukhari. So it says, Muslim has narrated this riwayah, and Imam Bukhari's version is a bit shorter than this, but similar meaning. Achha. Now there are a few things that we need to understand here in this hadith. The first thing is regarding istajaba. Some say istajaba and ajaba have the same meaning. And seen and ta, bab istif'al. One of the meanings of bab istif'al is ta'keed. It's not always for talab, it's for ta'keed. That's one of the meanings. Okay. For example, istawqada. So awqada. So this bab if'al. So bab if'al and bab istif'al, similar meaning. An example of this is istawqada. So awqada nara, istawqada nara, both have the similar meaning. Istakhlasa, akhlasa, both have the similar meaning. Another opinion, some say that ajaba is am. Meaning when you say ajaba, it means just to respond. Whether you respond in an affirmative manner, you give the person what they want, you say yes. And some say istajaba is khas fi husul al-matlub. So fastajaba lahum rabbuhum, meaning what they ask for, Allah gives them the very same thing. That's called istajaba. So that's two opinions here regarding ajaba and istajaba. One is that ajaba, istajaba is the same meaning. And the other opinion is that ajaba is just to, if you say, I'm giving you da'wah, can you come to my house? I'm giving da'wah. I say, I accept your da'wah. That's ajaba, but I can't make it. I've accepted it, no problem, but I can't make it, I'm busy, I'm not well, I have commitments, that's ajaba. And istajaba is, yes, I will be there. I accepted it the way you want. Whatever you seek from, whatever you sought from me, that came to pass. That's called istajaba. Understood? Acha. Now we have here qabul dua. Okay. Now we'll go through this in more detail, inshallah, in another video in the forms of dua being accepted. But what we're saying here is that when Allah accepts the dua of a person, this comes up later on, hadith number 13, hadith number 37. This is mentioned. What is mentioned? That when a believer makes dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah accepts that dua, correct? Allah gives him what he asked for, آتَاهُ مَا سَأَلَ, that's one riwayah. And the other riwayah is, يُؤَجِّلُ لَهُ دَعْوَتَهُ, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives him his da'wah, what he asked for, his matlub in his very dunya. Are you following? Acha. The other possibility is, كَفَّ أَنْهُ مِنَ السُّوءِ مِثْلَهُ, Allah removes some kind of difficulty and hardship. And the last meaning we discussed was that possible is أَن يَدَّخِرَهَا لَهُ فِي الْآخِرَةِ, that Allah does not give him what he wants for in the dunya, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keeps behind, preserves what he asked for. Is that clear? Yes? So for example, he asked for £1,000, he gets £1,000 in dunya. Allah removes £1,000 worth of hardship. Allah gives him £1,000 worth of reward in the hereafter. Three possibilities. Okay? So far? Fine. So when we say here, every Nabi has a da'watun mustajaba. There's something called here, just the ishar towards it, you don't have to worry about it right now. If it comes up later on, you'll remember, it's adadul mafhum. Yeah, mafhum al-adad. When we say it's called mafhum al-adad, that from the number, you don't see the opposite. You don't see the opposite. When you have a number, if I say, for example, a Nabi has one maqbool dua, doesn't mean there's no more than one. It means that there's one dua maqbool in the way, particular way. Are you following? So that will come up later on in usul fiqh. So what we're seeing here, when it says one maqbool dua, isn't everybody's dua accepted in some form or the other? A normal believer, don't they have, like, as long as they're not eating haram and they're not doing the things that I mentioned at the hadith which prevent dua from being accepted, Everybody's dua is accepted. So what's so special about the Nabi's dua being accepted? Are you guys following the question? Yes? What's so special about the Nabi's dua being accepted? Because everybody's dua is accepted anyway, in one of three forms. So we say here, it would be this. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give him exactly what he wants. That's one of it. That's what we're saying here. Acha. So he has one special dua which is accepted. Now this, and again here, what we say here, this one dua has to be that one dua which he knows 100% will be accepted as I ask for. Are you following? If not, it's like there's no speciality. Allah could give him the hereafter, Allah could give him recompense. So we mean here, he has one dua which is maqtu'un with ijaba, istijaba, that it will be definitely accepted. What will happen? It will definitely be accepted in the way he asked for it. So far so good? Everybody following? Yes? Achha. The question comes in, is you have that thing, if you had one wish, what would you wish for? What would you wish for? 1,000 wishes, no? Yes? I said, this is my part. So if you had one wish, what would you wish for? 1,000 more wishes. So if it was, if Nabi had one dua, definitely accepted, what would he make dua? What would he make? What's his job in the dunya? To do da'wah to the people? To invite them towards Islam? So then why do not become Muslim? Why does not make dua that Allah accept all of, make everybody come on the path of Islam? Give everybody hidayah. You follow me? So that's if we say, okay, so we know that is one dua. What's the sifa of the dua? The sifa of dua is maqbool. One so it means here, one da'wah, which is maqboolatun qat'an. That is definitely 100% accepted. Okay? Now who's it accepted for? If it's accepted for anybody and everybody, then the dua, it just seems that it wouldn't apply. Following. That's why the muhaddith have said two possibilities. Either لِأُمَّتِهِ أي الْإِجَابة. Let me explain one point to you here. When we say ummah of a Nabi, there's two types of ummah. One is ummatul da'wah, one is ummatul ijabah. The ummatul da'wah of a Nabi is that person who is calling, whether they have accepted or not. The ummah who he is calling. So for example, the ummatul da'wah of the Prophet ﷺ is the entire mankind after him. So the whole makhluk creation right now, every single human being right now is a ummah of Rasulullah ﷺ, but ummatul da'wah. And the ummatul ijabah is the ummah who have accepted his prayers. His prayers, who have accepted his call and accepted faith in him. So this is now the ummatul. So this refers to the ummatul da'wah. This is the ummatul ijabah. Or linafsihi. Or the dua that he makes regarding himself. So majority of scholars say that it refers to this one here. So every Nabi can make dua. And because the Anbiya don't eat halal, they don't consume halal, their clothing not haram. The Anbiya don't consume haram, they don't consume haram. They don't eat haram. They don't have haram is clothing. They don't make dua for impermissible things like qati'atul rahim, breaking ties. They don't make dua for sinful things. They don't hesitate. They don't hasten or be impatient in the dua. All of the things which makes dua not be accepted, none of those things are found. So therefore, Allah subhanahu wa taala accepts all the dua of the Anbiya. Correct? In this form, or this form. And many of the Anbiya's dua were accepted in this form. Many of the Anbiya made plentiful duas. The Prophet ﷺ made dua for so many people, and the dua were accepted. No? Prophet ﷺ made dua for Abu Hurairah's mom, she became Muslim. Prophet ﷺ made dua for either Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu, Umar al-Khattab, or Amr bin Hisham bin Abu Jahl. One of them became guided. Prophet ﷺ made dua for Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala's mother, she became Muslim. The Prophet ﷺ made dua for so many things, and the dua got accepted. What we're talking about is one dua where the Prophet will know for sure what I ask for will be accepted. No doubt. Correct? So everybody, Nabi has one of those. They can make dua and Allah will accept many of the dua because they're very pious and righteous for Allah. But 100%, yes, we got one of those. And who dua for whom? For the ummah. So what does it mean here now? Every Nabi, if you go over here now, so we say here, every Nabi has one dua. Yes? Correct? Fi haqqihi, either for himself, or some have said, for his ummah who have accepted him. So either for himself or for his ummah, he's got one dua, which will definitely be accepted. Yes? And mustajabatun means maqtu'atun bil ijaba. We're 100% sure it will be accepted. In which form? The ma'nahu al-khas. Exactly what you ask for. Correct? And the rest of the dua, ala sabili al-raja'i fi ma'nahu al-khas. The rest of the du'as, then it's possibility, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives exactly what he wants, or Allah gives him the other two options. So Nabi has one dua for himself or for his ummah. Majority of people say for his ummah, which is 100% accepted in the ma'nahul khas, meaning given exactly what he wants. The other du'as are also 100% accepted, but we're either going to be in ma'nahul khas or ma'nahul am. What's ma'nahul khas? Exactly what he asked for. Ma'nahul am means either remove a difficulty or give him something equivalent to it in the dunya. Do you understand? Yes, that's how we understand this part of the hadith. And the next part of the hadith is اختبأ وإني اختبأت دعوتي شفاعة لأمتي إلى يوم القيامة. إلى يوم القيامة ليوم القيامة in your نسخة. Where is it in your نسخة? The first hadith. Is it ليوم القيامة إلى يوم القيامة? Yeah, إلى يوم القيامة. So اختبأ يختبئ is باب افتعال, and it can be لازم. It can be, for example, اختبأ الرجل استتر واحتجب, to conceal yourself, to go into hiding yourself. And it can also be متعدي اختبأ الشخص الشيء. He hid something, he concealed something, he stored something. So وإني اختبأت دعوتي, I have stored, kept as a reserved, preserved. So you say اختبأت, I have preserved, kept aside. Yes, my dua. Which dua? That one dua which I would know 100% will be accepted for my ummah. Yes, and that can be for his ummah. And why is it ash-shafa'atan? Now shafa'atan, there's two possibilities as a hal. I has kept it. What's they ever kept it in? As a hal, as a shafa'a. Sometimes maf'ul lahu. They haven't said explicit maf'ul lahu, but they said li-ajli. They said li-ajli an yakuna shafa'atan, which can hint towards maf'ul lahu, meaning, but maf'ul lahu has to be fa'l qalb. So fihi shay, and you can look at that later on in nahwa if you want to. Okay? Acha. فهي نائلة إن شاء الله. نال ينال means to acquire, to encompass. واصلة حاصلة. So this shafa'a will include, what's the maf'ul bihi? This is it. نائلة is a فعل. من مات من أمتي until n is a maf'ul bihi. It will include all of these people. And لا يشرك بالله شيئا is a hal of the من مات. مات هو زميل مات. Correct? So whoever dies without us partners of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the shafa'a will benefit him, it will include him. This is our aqeedah of Ahl-Sunnah wa Jama'ah, that anybody who passes away without shirk, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will accept Prophet shafa'a for him. Prophet intercede for him and eventually take him into Jannah. Correct? Achha. Now we have one question here, insha'Allah. What's the question here? Insha'Allah, if Allah wills. Now when you say if Allah wills, is the Prophet sure? Because how would the Prophet know this? That my shafa'ah will benefit the ummah or not? How would he know this? It's not his own ijtihad, his own judgment, his own assumption. What is it? Is it Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? No? How would he know that? How would he know about the day of Qiyamah? What his shafa'ah will benefit or not benefit? How would he know that? He wouldn't. Allah had informed him. So if Allah informs him, is there like, inshallah means if Allah wills. It kind of shows that you're not sure. I will try to help you, inshallah. I mean, I want my intention, but I don't know if I can do it or not. Isn't the question? So inshallah means my shafa'ah will help those people, inshallah. Hopefully, I don't know. It can have that connotation. So what does this mean here? So we're saying that the Prophet, the meaning is not intended. The sigha is not intended literally. What's happening here? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, وَلَا تَقُولَنَّ لِشَيْءٍ إِنِّي فَاعِلٌ ذَلِكَ غَدًا إِلَّا أَن يَشَاءَ اللَّهُ. Do not say regarding anything I'm going to do this unless you say what? Insha'Allah. So you've been told to say insha'Allah, even if it's 100%. So just to carry out the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Prophet says insha'Allah for things which are sure as well. Are you following? Yes? You got it? Acha. Yes? You understand the question? So we're saying here, in is for غير متحقق. In means what? If. And إذا means when. Are you following? In means if and إذا means when. So what we have here is, if Allah wills, like, are we not sure about this? So we're saying here, look, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses the word insha'Allah. Even the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam uses the word insha'Allah in things which are sure. Why is this? Like for example, look, the Prophet Allah says, لَقَدْ صَدَقَ اللَّهُ رَسُولُهُ الرُّؤْيَا بِالْحَقِّ. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam saw a dream that him and his companions were performing tawaf. So Allah said that I will make what you saw in your dream, or what I showed you in the dream is actually the truth. You will be able to perform, you will be able to come from Medina Munawwara, go to Makkah and perform the tawaf at the time of Hudaybiyah. Well, you will be able to do it at some time. Yes? And that year they weren't able to do it in Hudaybiyah, they had to go the next year. When they were going back the first year, they thought, what happened? They did not see a dream, what's going on? Some people had this doubt. So he said, Insha'Allah. So لَن تَدْخُلُونَ. If you look at this one here, what's lam, ta'keed? Is it lam qasam? Is it lam mu'attatun lil qasam? Etc. But it's ta'keed nonetheless, yes? Then you have nun ta'keed. So لَتَدْخُلُنَّ الْمَسْجِدَ الْحَرَامَ Insha'Allah aminin. So even Insha'Allah jumla mu'tariza is also there. Even though Allah has given the Prophet a prophecy that you will surely enter. You following? Similarly, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what did he say? When he went to visit the graves, Assalamu alaikum ahl al-diyar. O people, O dwellers of the grave, peace be upon you. O believing men and women of the grave, peace be upon you. We will also come to meet you, insha'Allah. Is everybody going to meet the people in the grave? We're all going to pass away, aren't we? So there's other possibilities, but here it says, insha'Allah. The Prophet always says, insha'Allah. Always will say, insha'Allah. And the reason we say, insha'Allah, not idha sha'Allah, is to keep us, he says here, look, this is one, I think TB quotes somebody, he says, look, it's to teach us. Istasna Allah, this is the, yeah, it's wrong. Istasna Allah ta'ala fi ma ya'lam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does istisna. Istisna means says, insha'Allah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, insha'Allah. He uses the sigha, insha'Allah. Yes, why? So that the makhluk say, so Allah says, insha'Allah, even when it's 100% certainty. So the makhluk say, insha'Allah, when they're not certain. So it's a ta'aleem for us. Allah uses the word insha'Allah, the ta'aleem. The Prophet uses insha'Allah for ta'aleem. And also the Prophet uses insha'Allah when things are 100% sure, but he's been told by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that my shafa will be included when we're going to die and meet the people of the grave. So all of these things are 100% sure. But even then, adaban. That even is sure, is why is it sure? Because Allah's mashi'ah. So that we don't like have that, you get it? So that in creates a thing that, yeah, even though it's going to happen, it's not by itself. It's why? Because Allah wanted it to happen. So even though it's going to happen, it's like we're going to die. But it's not like, oh, I know for sure, I have knowledge of death. It's like, insha'Allah. Yes? So that's the finder of having insha'Allah in these sighas. Have you understood? Any questions regarding this? Subhanallah wa bihamdi, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, wa nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, wa nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.